Hi guys, welcome to the video. Star Trek Discovery, Season 4, Episode 10. Let's get through this. It's not going to be easy. This episode was a completely garbled mess. I'm not going to lie, it was fucking stupid. Episode opens. They're sitting around a table. Cronenberg, Burnham, the president of the Federation, some admiral dude, the other admiral dude, and they're talking about how they know nothing. They know nothing. They know nothing about 10C. They're no closer to finding out what's going on. So Discovery's got to get their arse into gear and get through the galactic barrier, which reaches new levels of stupidity. This episode is just feelings. Everybody's feelings about everything. The amount of times I nearly threw up. Now don't get me wrong, we're all human beings, we all have feelings, we all have thoughts and feelings, and we all have emotions, okay? But it's about emotional maturity, and no one in this goddamn show fucking has any of it. Oh, no one's a fucking adult on this show. Oh, it's like it's written by fucking teenagers. Oh. Obviously, Discovery's got to get a move on. They can't afford to wait. No one's ever left the galaxy before, apparently. No one's ever left the galaxy, even though it's happened several fucking times in Star Trek. So they're going to be the first to do it, of course. Now, I'm not going to go through every single fucking line that was said in this show, in this episode, because I'd be here for fucking ages, ripping this thing to shreds. And to be quite honest with you, I fucking haven't got the patience for it. Cuts to Tarka and Book. Book is basically saying, all right, here's your bags, you can go, to Tarka, who's like, hey, whoa, man, I'm like super incredible and amazing. I know what we need to get through the galactic barrier. And he goes, well, what's that then? I don't know what you're talking about. What can we use to get past the galactic barrier? Yeah, okay. There's this thing in Discovery Season 3 and 4. It's called programmable matter, meaning you can make anything out of anything. It's like a hands-free replicator, I suppose. It's programmable matter. You can just build anything you want. But did you know, as much of a plot device as that is, there's something called programmable antimatter. Oh, fuck off! Programmable antimatter. Ladies and gentlemen, we have programmable antimatter. Fucking writers of this show, seriously, it's getting on my fucking nerves. So, apparently when you go through the galactic barrier, it's very bad for humans. It'll fry your frontal cortex, which I think, to be honest with you, has happened to everybody who writes this show. But, you know, so they need programmable antimatter in order to counter the effects and boost their shields or some kind of fucking bollocks that they've not fucking thought through at all. Fucking hell. Book calls Tarka an arsehole. You're an arsehole, you are. Cuts back to Discovery and Commander Bryce, the one I just learned the fucking name to the last fucking episode, he fucks off. He fucking leaves. He fucking goes. He's heading up some team to study the galactic barrier or some bollocks, and I just learned his fucking name. He's gone. He's gone. And, of course, you know, I'm going to quote some of the lines in this episode because they're so fucking stupid. He goes, it's such an exciting opportunity to be able to go and study the galactic barrier. But I will miss you guys, okay? I'll really miss all of you guys. And Saru says, navigating this voyage or being on this voyage without you will be quite an adjustment. I'm like, really? I've just learnt his fucking name and he's fucking off. Anyway, that's not even the best bit. He's replaced by another actor in another character. And this guy's just there to be generic guy in the background. So, who have we had leave the show so far? We've had Tilly, blue-haired Trill guy, this Bryce guy. I mean, do you not think that maybe the analogy of rats abandoning a sinking ship. You know, the show is literally sinking and they're all just fucking off and doing other things. And the characters are just like, oh, I'm going by. Saru goes up to the president lady and just says, I think you are quite a nice friend. I like you very much. And I think it might be a little bit further than that. And she's just like, you know, at that point where she's supposed to be saying or, you know, responding to him, she gets called away and she just goes, okay, bye. And then, well, after that, yeah, this happens. Freaking Ensign Tull, isn't it? I don't know bloody name. She comes back. Freaking Ensign Bad Teeth is back. And they're all like, oh, well, it's good you're back because you're such an expert. Without you, we shall surely die. So it's good that she's back, I suppose, because otherwise they'd all die. I'd be like, stay the fuck away. Let them die. Apparently there's no mycelial network outside of the galaxy, so it's something that exists just in the galaxy for plot device, I suppose. We get another inspiring Michael Burnham speech, which I don't find inspiring. I find really fucking dull and boring. We've all dreamed of going where no man has gone before, so we're going to go outside the galaxy. And look, I have this massive problem. The galaxy having a galactic barrier, and when you see this galactic barrier, you'll see it later on in the video, and I will cover it because it's covered later on in the episode. The fact that there's a barrier stopping anything from leaving the galaxy, I think is fucking monumentally stupid. I think it's absolutely bollocks, okay? Utter fucking bollocks. But the mycelial network doesn't extend that far out in the galaxy. So Discovery can only jump inside the galaxy. Burnham says, once again, let's fly, which is her version of Picard's make it so, which is getting really fucking stupid. It's just, let's fly. Ugh. So they fall 9 light years short of the galactic barrier and they have to warp there. Why? Don't know. But they have to warp there, you know, because the science isn't exactly spot on, okay? Saru and Culber run into one another in the corridor, and then they run into like the Vulcan president, and Saru's been like, you know, I thought you weren't coming. After he's just told her basically, I love you lots. And you know, she sort of wanders off and buggers off again and leaves him hanging. Culber's like, hey, you said something to her, didn't you? And he's like, yes. And then there's another little tiny backstory where Culber says, oh, when I first met Paul, it was the blue eyes that got me. And it's just like, yeah, I don't care. Whatever, I don't care. Saru says, look, it's great. I'm grateful to be able to share my feelings with somebody. Just blah, blah, blah. Tarka and Book, they go to a planet because that's the planet where they're going to find the programmable antimatter. I tell you, I do these reviews and I just think, I never thought I'd be hearing myself say this about fucking Star Trek. Turns out Tarka's been to this planet before, and we had a flashback, which is a visual backstory. It was 10 years ago. He was there. He's been held captive by the Emerald Chain. As soon as Book realizes the Emerald Chain, that's an Emerald Chain building, which he sees. They're walking. He sees, and it's like really fucking tall. You could see it from miles away, but he just spots it now, even when they're right on top of it. For fuck's sake! Turns out Tarka had been held there 10 years previous because he was, you know, held there by the Emerald Chain. And this is the Emerald Chain. Book turns a weapon on him and says, what the fucking hell is going on? Why the fucking hell are we at what? I know that fucking Emerald Chain bollocks, and you're not. What the fucking hell are you playing at? He says, oh, look, dude, you gotta trust me. I'm so smart. Blah, 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 blah. I was here before, and I was held prisoner, and blah, 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 blah. You go to flashbacks with him and this other scientist dude guy, and it keeps cutting back and forth between Book and Tarka and this dude in the lab. There's one moment where an alarm goes off, and this little dude, he's literally like whimpering and crying and everything. It was terribly acted, okay? He's literally crying like a little child. Tarka's like, oh, it's okay, we'll get through this. It's okay. I was just sitting here thinking, You're showing him becoming friends with this guy, and it's like it's all so much emotion, but it's all surface level. It doesn't make you feel anything. You just think, okay, that guy's clearly traumatized by something, and Tarka's making him feel better. Anyway, it explains how they become friends, and it piss poorly explains how they become friends. Book goes, you know what, I think I'm going to trust you because you seem to have quite the backstory, and I think I'm going to put my gun down now. And he puts his fucking gun down. Cuts back to Discovery. I'm sorry, Star Trek Warp Speed. I'm just going to cover this because it's just one of my gripes. Warp Speed in Star Trek. Now, forget the original series Warp Speed because the visuals weren't great, okay? But Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, when a ship was at warp, the stars went by like this. Okay? And it was kind of peaceful, calm. There's something calming about a ship at warp. I don't know what it is with new Star Trek, but they seem to want to send you into a goddamn epileptic fit every time the ship goes to fucking warp. It's like... And it's fucking... How are they sitting on that fucking bridge not going, oh, fuck me? And I used to be epileptic as well. Fucking hell. I'd be sitting on that ship just sitting there having a seizure because the view screen's just got this fucking warp effect. There's just so much flashing lights. Why? It doesn't need to be that way. It didn't used to be that way. Warp speed. Fuck. That's fucking horrible. Anyway, Discovery arrives at the galactic barrier, and I swear to fucking God, this is where it gets absolutely full on, 100% fucking retarded. They approach this rift, and it looks like a tear in space, okay? Tear in space. And you have bubbles. If they're grey bubbles, Discovery can't go in them. And if they're pink bubbles, or pinkish-orangey bubbles, then Discovery can go inside one and ride it through the galactic barrier. Otherwise, they're all dead. Oh, shit gets stupid. My brain hurts. So they call these things kind of sort of like spatial cells that Discovery can go inside. This is fucking Star Trek. So Burnham goes, so we stay to the colourful ones, and that's our best bet, is to just stick to the colourful bubbles. And they go, yep, that's pretty much it. So when they go inside one of these spatial cells, everything goes a slightly monochromatic, you know, slightly black and whitish. And they say you may notice a shift in your visual receptors, and everything starts going a bit grey. It's like someone's turned down the old colour on the TVs, you know. The old TVs, it's like, yeah, it's a bit too colourful, I'll just turn it down. It's this big lightning in space. It's just lightning in space, in the spatial rift. It's just lightning and bubbles! I can just imagine them in the writer's room. I do a lot of imagining of what the writer's room must be like. It must be fucking surreal to be there. Where they're sitting there going, what bullshit can we put in a spatial rift now? What haven't we done yet? Lightning? Yeah, J.J. Abrams did lightning. Well, we can throw that in there, I suppose. What else can we think of? And someone goes, bubbles! Everyone gets hit with gamma rays, which in galactic terms, in space terms, okay, getting hit with a gamma ray is pretty fucking lethal. The president comes onto the bridge and says, Burnham, I need a word. And she says, well, this isn't really the time, Admiral. I've just received a communique from Starfleet. It's priority 1, our eyes only. Goes back to Book and Tarka. They're making their way still to the tall building, which they've seen miles off. There's this cloaked ship, and I can't remember the name of the species. Didn't quite catch it in the first place anyway, because everyone goes off blah, 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 when they talk. The cloaked ship flies away. Tarka comes back every year. We don't know why yet, but I'm sure the episode's going to tell us. Back to Tarka 10 years ago, like we give a shit. He's saying, you know, he comforts his new friend that has a panic attack when the alarm goes off. He's like, they're there. It's okay. They're there. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. They're there. And his friend dude says, oh, you didn't need to do that. And then he says he has a way out. This is where things get a bit murky, so please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Tarka, earlier on in the season, said, oh look, I'm from another universe, and I have to get back there. But in this episode, this scientist dude is trying to escape from this prison thing, yeah, where he's been forced to work in a lab. And they got the little things on the back of their necks that make the head explode, you know, like the Running Man. He says, I can get us out of here because these things won't work in another universe. So it turns out is Tarka from another universe, or is he not from another universe? And he simply wants to go to another universe. I'm sure it was established that he was from another universe. I don't think Discovery writers at this point know what it is they're fucking writing, or what they've written before. They're putting as much effort into remembering what happened as they are in remembering or knowing about Star Trek in general. God, it's so fucking stupid. Anyway, he has a way out, and they need to build this interdimensional transporter, which has been done like 500 years before or 600 years before, because they covered it in DS9 episodes where they went to the parallel universe. It turns out that they need an extremely powerful power source in order to beam into another universe. And it's like, well, you didn't need that in DS9. You just needed a transporter that takes barely any fucking power by future terms. But no, you need this monumental DMA type power source, which turns out there's a warp core that they're building there that can draw about enough energy. It turns out it doesn't in the end. Spoiler alert. So he has a way out, and he wants to go to a place called Kylese, which sounds like Kyle Reese. So I'm going to call it Planet Kyle Reese, or Universe Kyle Reese, where it's just blissful. It's like a utopia. It's like a fucking paradise. And he wants to go there. And Tarka goes, yeah, that sounds nice. So he cuts back to Discovery. Discovery, they've seen the message, and it's Admiral Dudeface. And he's like, look, the DMA's moving. It's heading for Earth and Navara. Like, those are the only two fucking planets in the whole of the Federation. It's heading there. And it's going to chomp it up and mine it. And everyone's like, oh my God, so shocked. But I sat here thinking, well, that's not surprising. You know, they're targeting Earth. Clearly the species tensing know who's just fucking attacked them. Everyone's like, oh my God, they're going for Earth, they're going for Navarre, which is like Vulcan in this. It's New Vulcan or whatever it is. So Discovery is obviously in this bubble, and they're trying to get through the galactic rift, but there's a traffic jam of other bubbles. So the bubble's not moving because it's blocked by all the other bubbles, and they actually use traffic jam, the analogy of the traffic jam in space, bubbles. If you think I'm in any way under the influence of drugs at this point, I assure you I'm not. I think the writers of this show are. I think they must be either gonged out their fucking head or tripping on the worst type of acid. Fuck! We have the return of Zora the Explorer. She has like 2 lines in this episode. They need to bubble hop, so they're bubble jumping. Like Frogger trying to get across the road, so they're bubble jumping, okay? Back to Tarka and Book, and another flashback where they're building the transporter out of programmable antimatter. Just goes back and forth. They step onto the transporter pad and they hold hands. Hold fucking hands. They hold hands, and they're about to beam out, and the power goes off, and guards, who are clearly dicks, come in and beat the shit out of his friend, Tarka's friend. I think they reveal that Tarka had told them like a year ago, or however long it was, just what they were doing, because he didn't really know his new friend very well and just wanted a way out. And it's like, it's really, I said in my last video that Discovery is surface level bullshit. It's so shallow, and the writing is no different in this. They set this big betrayal up, and it's just falls flat on its fucking face. It's nonsensical, and it makes no fucking sense, and it's so fucking surface level. It's just shit writing. It's shitly done. So sick of this shit. So Tarka kills the guards and says, I'm so sorry, let's get out of here. And there's this really fucking shit exchange where the guy's going, no, leave me. And Tarka's going, there, it's all right. Shh, we're going to get out of here. And they're talking over one another. And you can't really understand what they're fucking saying. It's just a mishmash of crap. Anyway, the guy says, look, I'm going to stay here. I'll work on the transporter. I'll get to Kyle Reese. Kyle Reese, I'll get there on time. I'm going to stop him. No, he's going to get to Kyle Reese. He's going to stay there and build the transporter. Tarka removes the things from the neck and they're finally free, and Tarka buggers off. And then it fades back into present time where Tarka and Book are looking for the programmable plot device. The programmable anti-plot device. So back to Discovery, and new generic Bryce replacement says, oh look, we're not going to make it through this. We don't have enough power, do we? And blonde background character, still don't know her name. By the time I learn her name, she might leave the show. She says, no, we're going to be fine. We got this. And there's another moment in a crisis situation where they all basically the entire bridge crew just go into this, one after the other, they just start saying where they're going to go when they get out of this bullshit fucking mission that they're on to go and find 10C. They all start saying, I'm going to go home to Alabama. Well, I'm going to go home to here. I'm going to go home to her. And it's just fucking unbelievable. Crisis situation, and they're all going, yeah, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. Yeah, I'm going to go here. Where are you going to go, new guy? Well, I'm just going to go home. I'm going to go home here. It was just one of those, nobody does that in a crisis situation. Not in that sense. Everybody fucking talks during a crisis. It's like, instead of going, shit, this is a serious situation. We're about to die. There's a good chance we're not going to make it. I'm going to get through this. Next 10 seconds, they all go, hey, you know what we're going to do when we get home? I know what I'm going to do when we get home. And it just breaks the foot. You want to... why? Anyway, they make it to the next bubble. The bubble that can carry them across the rift to the end of the galactic barrier. Tully. Ensign Tilly and Tully. No. Tull. Ensign Bad Teeth. I've got terrible teeth. I'm not going to lie. But I won't try and hide it. But if I ever become a Hollywood actor, I'll be sure to get my teeth done. So it can at least represent how teeth should fucking look. My teeth are fucking terrible. Anyway, Ensign Bad Teeth and Stamets have a heart-to-heart, and she says, look, it was difficult leaving Grey on Trill, but I'm okay. I'm doing okay. And Stamets goes, well, look, I had problems with my childhood, my father and my childhood. So you're going to have to excuse me if I'm overprotective of you. And I'm going to ask you if you're okay. And she goes, okay, I'll brace myself for that. I'll prepare myself for that. Burnham wants to keep the whole DMA going to Earth thing a secret from everybody because things need to happen on this ship and they've got to get moving. Kind of a logical point. I can't believe it. I actually agree with Space Jesus about something. Burnham and the president are talking about their feelings, and it's all feelings, everybody's feelings. Burnham's angry at everyone and everything. And she says, look, we have to support each other because we're better when we support each other. We got to listen to each other's feelings and support each other no matter what, okay? The amount of cuts in this episode, cut back here, cut back there, cut back here, cut back there. They've got no fucking attention span. So back to Tarka and Book. Shockingly enough, little scene on Discovery, back to Tarka and Book. And Book saying, you know what, you shouldn't blame yourself for things that have happened in the past. Like that. I too had a difficulty at some point in my life, and I'll explain that right now. There, I've explained it. Tragic things that are happening in my past and the things that I've had to do and everything. You shouldn't blame yourself, Tarka. You're actually not quite as big an arsehole as I thought you were. And he goes, you know what we should do? Let's work together and get through that fucking barrier. Cuts back to Discovery again. And boom, they're out of the bubble and they're on the other side. They're outside the Milky Way galaxy. And Detmer, she says, Captain, I couldn't be happier to report. We are through the galactic barrier and we have left the Milky Way galaxy. And everybody starts fucking clapping. Look, they all start clapping like seals. The whole fucking bridge crew is like, oh yes. Everybody's like, oh, amazing. And someone says, oh, so few stars out there. Space never felt so empty. And I'm sitting there thinking, pretty much like this show then. Because it's fucking empty. It's empty of anything that resembles fucking Star Trek. The fucking president briefs out to the fucking crew that, you know, the DMA is going to hit Earth and Navarre, it's in the Alpha Quadrant and all of that. And everyone's just like standing there and the camera pans past them and everyone's fucking standing there like fucking neurotic drones. You know, it's more of this, how we're stronger together, we can do everything together and everything. And it's just puke-inducing bollocks. I mean, Star Trek has these moments where, you know, Picard will say, I believe you are the finest crew I've ever known. And Kirk would be like, I believe that you are the finest crew I have ever had. Janeway would be like, bring me more coffee because I believe that you are the finest crew. And this is the finest ship in the fleet. Every Star Trek have those moments, don't get me wrong. But this is every fucking episode with this bollocks. It's like, I believe it's time for another motivational speech by our Lord and Saviour, Space Jesus. And she's like, crew of Discovery, you are amazing. I love you all. We shall get through this latest crisis with strength and unity. And that's all the fucking time. There's something called a hyperfield outside the galaxy. It's got a hyperfield. No, I don't know what it is. Don't ask me what it is. I kind of zoned out at this point. And there's a planet. There's a planet that they're going to go and investigate. Burnham's got a team scanning it. And they're going to go and investigate it. And they're travelling warp. And everyone's like, oh, it'll be grateful to connect with everybody else. And don't ask me what I'm talking about because I'm just telling you what happened in the fucking episode. This is everything that has happened in this episode. And I'm thinking, what? And that's it. That's the episode. That's episode 10. I'm going to sit here trying to edit this video into something that resembles coherence, okay? But all I've done is read through my notes on the episode and literally told you what has happened. There's no semblance of story. There's no semblance of anything. It's nonsensical, meaningless garbage. Once again, everybody's talking about their feelings and their past and everything that happened to them because it was so tragic being hit by that boulder in the face. There's no deep story. There's no effort put in. Everybody on this show has fucking phoned it in. And I'm kind of glad because it means that this show may not continue. And I hope to God it doesn't because it's such bullshit. Now, obviously, a lot of people have been commenting on my videos. That's absolutely fantastic. The response to this channel has been amazing. I absolutely love every single one of you who's subscribed. And I love those people who are considering subscribing. If you do like these videos, then hit that subscribe button. It really helps out. But yeah, I as you can tell, I'm not a fan of this show. I don't like it. It's shit. But I watch it to do these videos, okay, and I watch it to rant because I love Star Trek. I mentioned in the previous video that I love Star Trek. I have loved Star Trek since I was 5, and I'm a lot older. I've been with it a lot of years, and I absolutely adore Star Trek. This is Star Trek, by the way. These 5 captains of Star Trek, even Archer. Enterprise. Yes, I do like Enterprise, okay? I'm quite a fan of Enterprise. It had its highs and its lows, but it was just starting to find its footing. This show hasn't found its footing. This show hasn't found anything resembling quality at Star Trek at all. I tell you something, if you took Star Trek out of this, if you removed the name Star Trek from Star Trek Discovery, do you know what it would be? You know what it would sum up being? You know the sum of all its parts, what it would be? Shit sci-fi! I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for coming to watch. Don't forget to hit that like button before you go and consider subscribing to the channel. Please share the video. I did get a little riled up again, but this show made me angry. This entire episode made me so fucking mad. And I wanted to puke several times. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.
I need the silence, stop the violence of the war in my head. Time's the healer, the eraser of all done and said. And as I fall back to my shelter, I know I'll